Hi, hi. Once upon a time, there was a village which was not known to many people. People in that village were very different because they were too kind and generous to everyone around them. Even when someone wanted to borrow money, the people in the village would just give the money without signing any contract or any sort of agreement. And even the borrower would return the money on time as promised. One day, a man who was living in a city was in need of some money for his business. So his friend had told him to go and see another friend of him who was in that village to borrow some money. So this man went to that village, and on the way, he saw some people working in a paddy field. All of a sudden, a snake bit one of the person working in the field, and immediately everyone rushed towards him and tried all sorts of first aid. But unfortunately, the man died. Then others carried the corpse and placed it in one side of the field and returned to their work and continued working as if nothing had happened. On seeing this, the man who came from the city was startled. One of the workers in the field shouted, "Hello, sir, since you're going by that way, please do us a favor. You will find the dead man's wife on the way bringing food for him. Could you please inform her that he's dead?" This man said, "Okay, sure," and continued walking. As expected, there was a lady who was coming with a lunch bag opposite to him. He guessed that she could be the wife of the dead man and informed about the death of her husband. The lady was shocked and immediately sat down in the same place, ate all the food by herself, and left the place. This man was too very confused at the attitude of the people in that village. He kept walking and finally he reached the place where his friend had referred him to borrow some money. He went there and he requested for some cash, and the man gave him the cash without any contract or agreement. He was so surprised and thanked him. Then he decided to clear his doubts from this guy. So he said, "If you don't mind, may I ask you something?" The villager responded, "Yes, please, go ahead." Then he explained what had happened in the paddy field and that the corpse was placed at the side and people continued working, and also told him about the wife who sat and ate all the food which he brought for the dead man. The villager said, "Yeah, since the man has anyways died, they might have placed him in one side of the field and continued their work. They would carry the corpse while going back to their home after work. And the lady, she might have eaten the food because she might not have wanted to waste the food. What's the problem here?" he asked. "What would your people do in your city?" he continued asking. Now this man from the city responded, "Oh, if someone in our city dies, we would hug the corpse and cry and would arrange for a funeral, and we'll have the corpse for few to several days for all our friends and families to visit." The villager immediately snatched back his money which he gave to the man and said, "If you people cannot leave the corpse, how would you leave the cash? Not willing to leave a dead person even when there is no life in it? How would you even give back the cash?" Cash, corpse, and our attitude towards it. We cannot accept leaving both. Cash, the money, changes people's mind. And that's why when we spend cash, we calculate and don't spend much. But while using cards, we just tap or swipe it easily, not worrying much. When you pay Even $10 in cash, you might feel that to be expensive, but when you tap your card for $100, you would still find it to be normal. Several years ago, when I was newly married, I was at home for around 3 months enjoying all the benefits of a new bride. Those days, my husband used to give his credit card to me to go shopping while he's off to work. One day, after shopping, I realized I lost his credit card and called him immediately to inform this. Upon hearing this over phone, he coolly said, "Okay, I will block the card later when I come home in the evening." I said, "No, you need to block the card now. What if someone uses the credit card?" He politely said, "It's okay. The thief would definitely spend less than how much you would spend if the card was with you."